Hello, it is time for my spooky season vlog. This is going to be about a month-long vlog. I tend to do some of these longer vlogs sometimes when I don't think I'll have time to film like every day, like in a weekly vlog. So I'm gonna try and give updates like more so when I start a book or end a book. But I'm just like in the spooky spirit. If you have seen my October TBR, like it is just jam-packed with like long fantasy books, horror books, like that is what I want. And it's just a total pivot for me because in this whole summer I've been like romance, and now it's just like, no, I want to read like all these horror books and stuff like that. And like the thing with the fact that there's so many books that exist and are on my TBR is I have a book to suit my every whim. So it's amazing. So what I have started is today I started Horrid by Katrina Leno on audio, and I actually don't listen to audiobooks anymore. I used to listen to them when I was working from home and I was taking my dog for walks on the beach, so that would be my audiobook time. But I've since started a new job where I'm in the office every day, so I don't do that anymore. And I've always loved to listen to music on my commute, but I was just like, I'm craving an audiobook, and so I don't know if I'll do this like continually for like ever. But I decided that for now I'm going to read an audiobook or two during my commutes. And like I have like a solid commute, especially in the morning, depending on the traffic, and I just feel like it could be a way to stay a little bit more engaged, like to start and end my day. And like I felt like I was less annoyed on my drive because I was enjoying the book that I was reading. So Horrid is about this girl, and her father just died, and so her and her mother moved to her mother's childhood home in Maine, and like things are weird there, and it's supposed to explore grief and mental illness, and it just like has some like horror. And in the first chapter it starts off saying how like this girl eats books, and like I was just like, okay, I don't know what's going on here, but it's already creepy. For me, I'm not a big like mystery thriller person. I feel like if it could happen in real life it scares me, so I don't want to read that. Like I'll read a thriller if it's like set in a fantasy world, but I like horror because it's like scary, but it's not like so scary that I'm like, oh my god, is this gonna happen to me, you know? So like I loved Mexican Gothic when I read it last year, and I was on a bit of a horror kick since then. Like I read House of Salt and Sorrows and I loved it too, so I'm gonna be trying to read some more like horror books, and also check in for a like horror recommendation video later in the month. I just really enjoy the genre, and I feel like this is the time of year that's perfect to read it. And so now what I'm going to be starting is the Grimrose Girls by Pohl, and the marketing for this has been very good because I have been so excited to read this ever since seeing like more of the campaigns and stuff that are going on, because like there's character art going up, and like this gives me Disney Halloween vibes. That's the vibe, like Halloween Town kind of, because it's supposed to be Pretty Little Liars meets The Descendants, are about 4 reimagined fairy tale heroines who must uncover connections to their ancient curses and forge their own path before it's too late. And it is a sapphic romance, and so like each character is connected to a fairy tale. I'm just here for like the Disney Halloween vibes. Like I feel like it's the perfect start to spooky season, and I just have either horror or spooky or like heavy fantasy on my TBR for October, and I'm so excited. Hello and welcome back to my spooky vlog. You may hear my boyfriend playing video games in the background. We're just gonna ignore it for now. That's life, you know? Let me talk about my spooky reads, and like today I'm just feeling very creative. I just filmed my October TBR and I love how that came out, and I'm just in the mood for all the spooky things. So I read the Grimrose Girls by Pohl earlier this week, and I loved it. I want to say it's like a 4.5 stars. 4.5. They call it the Pretty Little Liars meets The Descendants. I haven't actually watched The Descendants, but like it just gave me such good vibes because it's like all of the girls in this academy like start dying, and they're tied to like the different grim fairy tale fates. So if you're a fan of fairy tales, you will love this. It is the dark academia vibes because it's a boarding school, but also like just the characters are so fun, and it's really diverse, and Like, I just love reading about all these characters' lives and like the things that are happening, and basically what sets off the events is that their friend goes missing and she is drowned, and she was basically like had figured out the secret of like why this is happening. So like they just are trying to like figure out like what happened to her because they don't think that it's a suicide. So I loved it. I just like, if you love fairy tales, like just please pick this up because it was just so good. And like, oh, there's gonna be a sequel too, and it's actually one, because usually with like mystery thrillers, like I'm like, oh, like sequels, I don't know, but I felt like it was wrapped up in a way that was satisfactory, that I'm still curious about what's going to happen in the next book, and I feel like there is enough plot left to explore in the next book, you know, because it has that fantasy element. Like I don't know, I just feel like it's carrying on. So then I also finished the audiobook for Horrid by Katrina Leno, and wow, I was so scared in my car just sitting there reading. I was like, oh my god, I have chills. Like, it was scary, and I really enjoyed listening to it on audio. I don't know if I would have liked it as much if I read it physically, just because like listening to someone tell you the story and like all these spooky things are happening, top tier. And like oh my god, I just had so much fun with it. Like let me show you. Like, I'm obsessed with horror audiobooks. It was so hard narrowing down the ones that I'm actually gonna be able to fit into this month. So like on Script, which I have a code for Script if you want to get, I think it's your first 60 days free. Check it out if you're curious. So like I have Horrid on here, which I just finished. The Devil Makes 3, which was like the Illumicrate August book. So I think it's getting like some popularity from that. Plain Bad Heroines. What other like one do I have that's horror? The Ravens, which is like sorority horror. Like I was in a sorority in college, so it kind of intrigues me. I don't know. Oh, Kathryn House I have on here. What Big Teeth. The Project is more like mystery thriller. I wouldn't count that as horror. And I think that my like horror recommendation video should be up by now, so please check that out. Oh, I have Cemetery Boys. It's like spooky-ish. Okay, so then if we go to Libby, I have so many horror books on hold. Like I want like horror. So like right now I'm actually reading Kingdom of the Wicked on chapter 4. So am I gonna be like the type of person that actually has like their physical book along with their audiobook? So I can like, let's go to chapter 4. It's actually kind of nice like during the reread to have the physical book out so that I can like see my annotations, but I'm gonna be listening to it on my commute. Yesterday I started listening to it while I was cooking. This is my like bookmark thing. So I have to find the perfect bookmark to match this book. Does anyone else do that? They have to find like the perfect bookmark. I have so many. Okay, so I got this one in one box or another, so there we go. Now I can see my progress at the top. Obviously not very far, and I'm like 10%. I am excited to like get into this book because I loved it so much. Like Kerri Maniscalco is probably one of my favorite authors, so excited to be rereading this. And then Kingdom of the Curse is coming on Tuesday. Probably gonna be doing a whole unboxing on Tuesday because there's so many books that I am getting in the mail. My current read is The Atlas 6 by Olive Blake. I started this one last night. It is about these magicians, and they basically find the 6 best academic magicians because people like study magic at school and stuff like that, and they have to compete for a spot in the society of the Alexandrian Society, which like protects the world's knowledge that like supposedly burned down in the Library of Alexandria. And they like all have different powers, and like also this, like it just has the dark academia magic vibes. Wow. Also, Chanel gave me this book for my birthday, so thank you, Chanel. Love you. This book is actually independently published, but it's getting picked up for mainstream publication by Tor, so I will be buying a copy of that in hardcover when it comes out in March, I think. Can't wait. But like, yeah, right now this is like fueling my spooky soul. I already have like so many things underlined. I found my quote that I'm gonna like put in my review. It says, "Really, there is nothing more dangerous than a woman who knew her own worth." Thank you. Love that. And then, so I'm just having a very bookish, very creative Sunday. It's Sunday. So I'm going to be bullet journaling. I'll probably include some footage in this vlog. And I think I want to start Tokyo Ghoul. This was gifted to me by Isabella, and like, it just seems like October is the perfect month to read this. And I ordered the second one, and like, I just want to read it. So I think I'm going to read this today. And that's all the reading updates that I have for you now. But like, as you can see, I got some fall decorations and hung them up around my apartment. Like, I'm just in such the fall mood. Like, I'm fully engaging the spooky girl mood. Also, Keely's coming in 2 weeks and we're gonna go to Salem and like, oh, spooky everything. My physical book at the moment is Atlas 6 by Olive Blake, and I'm on page 218, so I have a little less than half left. And like, wow, we have like the 6 magicians that this book is focusing on, and like, it's just so intense. Each character is like deeply flawed and just so fleshed out and real, and like your perception of each character changes when you read from their perspective, because we get all 6 POVs, and like you see the character in like their own lens. Also, you see them through the lens of another, so like it's really kind of like shifting how you feel about them and like seeing them develop their powers. Like, it's very like esoteric in the way that it like muses about the way that science and magic intersect. So like, you know that I am eating that up. So I really want to finish this tonight because, well, one, because it's good, but also I'm reading the audiobook for Kingdom of the Wicked. I'm having so much fun on my reread. Like, I'm so obsessed with this book and I need the second one now. On Libby, I'm on chapter 37, which is 76% of the way through, so I can definitely finish this on my commute to and from work tomorrow. So I am here in the book, and like, I just have all the feels between like Amelia and Wrath, and like I love them together, and I'm a little concerned because I have the way that this book ends, but Kerri said that the second book isn't gonna be a love triangle, so we love to see that. But this ended on such a huge cliffhanger. I remember reading it for the first time being like, I have to wait a year, and now the year is up, which brings me to my next point, and I'm gonna haul some books that I got in the mail today because there were so many good books that came out today. I didn't even buy all of them that are out today, but like, I bought a decent chunk. First up, of course, we have Kingdom of the Cursed by Kerri Maniscalco. It is here. It is beautiful. Oh my goodness. Like, we have the map here. Ooh, some ice blue edges. Ooh, look at that. The pages are these like flower. Okay, I'm so excited to start with this one. You have no idea. Like, if I could, I would probably just like read it in a day. But alas, I do not have kind of time when I'm working. Then I also got Vespertine, which I didn't put it on my October TBR just because I'm like focusing solely on spooky books, but I really want to read this one, so it's definitely going to be read in November. Look at that. And a lot of people, I've heard like rumbles because it's a book with no romance, but it's Margaret Rogerson and I'll read it. A book doesn't need a romance to be good, and also our main character is Arrow Ace, and I believe that she like struggles with some things because of that, so like I feel like it's probably important to not like tear this book down because it doesn't have a romance, you know what I mean? And then the third book that I got that I'm also so excited about is Luminous by Mara Rutherford, and she wrote A Crown of Coral and Pearl, which I loved. Oh my goodness, look at this hidden cover. Wow. And this is about a girl that has like star magic, I think. So I love that. Okay, pretty map. I really loved A Crown, Coral, and Pearl, so I'm so excited to read this one. And this is probably going on my November TBR. I have like a lot of YA books that I need to catch up on. Which, speaking of, last week I got Once Upon a Broken Heart and Once Upon a Broken Heart Barnes & Noble edition, which is so pretty. I like the color more in person than I liked it online. But yeah, this follows Jax, who is from the Caraval trilogy, so I'm gonna have to read the Caraval trilogy before I tackle this one, but I'm excited to have it in my hands because I know it's a book I'm gonna treasure. And Caraval, I feel like the winter months, like the fall winter months, are the time to read it, so that's what I'll be doing. Never fear, because the unboxing fun is not yet done. My Dr. Seuss. So I got the bookish box from Blood and Ash box, so let's go through it. Firstly, we have a really soft blanket. I vow to keep you from the moment until the last moment. I am yours. Oh, cute blanket. Now I have a nice new soft blanket, and then I have the sticker that says, "You will bow before your queen or you will bleed." It's my motto, you know? And then this keychain, which I love keychains, and it says, "You're an absolutely stunning, murderous little creature." We have 3 bookmarks of Castile, Poppy, and Kieran, and then this art print. Love it. So the reason I went with these editions is because the artist was Monoline Art, and I love their art. So that is how I decided to buy the bookish box over the other ones, because I was only gonna let myself get as many as I wanted, like 4 of them. So this first one, I haven't even taken it out of the plastic wrap yet, but from Blood and Ash. And oh, I just love the art. Maybe I should like unwrap it so I can see what's going on inside, because I'm sure there's other stuff. Okay, so here is the cover, the sprayed edges. Let's see what's inside. Okay, reverse dust jacket art. Oh, it's the This is what the naked hardback looks like. Oh, it's so pretty. I really need to like rearrange these shelves because I need more space. And for this one, oh, so pretty. These are what the edges look like. And papers. And then this is the dust jacket design. Oh, okay, they did like all the steamy scenes for the dust jacket designs. Okay, when they're in the cave. Wow. Art man. And then this is what the cover looks like. Naked. Like, there's so many special editions, and sometimes I get stressed out about all the special editions that exist, but like, if it's your favorite series and you splurge on one that's like really nice, it just feels amazing. We have a crown of gilded bones. Look at them. Okay, like some skulls on the end papers. And let's see. No. This is the naked cover, and then the illustration. Oh, they're like these angel figures that are like at the gates of the thing. If you've read the book, you know. Ooh, wow, gorgeous. I'm so happy with it. There have been some special editions that I bought and I've like gotten them and not been super impressed, and like I haven't sold any yet, but I like might, just because if I don't like want them, I can hold on to them. But these ones I'm treasuring forever. Okay, and with that, I do actually have to get going from this clip because I'm attending a virtual signing for Kerri Maniscalco's release of Kingdom of the Cursed, which is bae. I'm gonna bring these with me in bed with me while I watch, so I can feel like I'm at the signing. That's all. Bye. Yesterday I finished the audiobook for Kingdom of the Wicked. Oh my god, I loved it so much more the second time. Like, I'm obsessed. It's definitely one of my favorite series, one of my favorite books. Like, it's just immaculate. The tension between Amelia and Wrath, and like, it really explains a lot with grief, and just everything about it is amazing. So I'm so happy that I read this. And I also finished The Atlas 6 by Olive Blake, which was literally a mind fuck. Like, The physics that she has in here with her magic and the way that everyone's magic system works is crazy, and definitely dark academia, like their like betrayal, like murder, death, like it is crazy. Like it reminded me of the Starless Sea with like how twisty-turvy it was and like how intricate the magic was, but dark. And the ending was just absolutely crazy. Like I was enthralled the entire time. Like I just thought all the characters were so well done. Like it was just a really excellently written novel and gave me everything that I crave for dark academia. And so I'm really excited for this one to be formally published, for this one to be traditionally published by Tor and like get a hardcover, which will be really exciting, and continue my collection of this book because I just know I'm going to love the rest of the series, and it's going to be a trilogy. So now I have Kingdom of the Curse to start, which is a little thicker than the first book without spoiling anything. Let's see. It's 430 pages, so obviously I'm not going to finish this tonight, but I just want to read the whole thing. I'm so excited. So I also did something stupid. This is 4 copies of Kingdom of the Curse Barnes & Noble edition. How did this happen, you may ask? Well, I kept placing Barnes & Noble orders, and since I like don't have an account, I just place orders. I kept forgetting that I had already bought it. And one of them is for Maddie though, so it's only 3 orders, not 4. As if that makes it any better. And like it kept happening where like my orders were getting rejected by Barnes & Noble. So maybe that's why I just like got confused. I don't know. I digress. It happened. My camera's about to die, but one last thing before I go. So I got my September owl crate, which is going to be my last owl crate for a while, just because like I don't really have the money to be spending on book boxes, but it was fun to do it for like a few months at a time. But I got Lakesedge, like the regular copy, and then I also got it in the box. So let's look at the box and the exciting things that are in it. And it's going to be quick because my camera is about to die. So we have this mug, and it's like a ceramic mug. I have another one from Owl Crate the last time I got one. I use it for pens, so I might do that for this one too because it's really nice. We have a like wooden book holder opener things. At first I thought this was like something for a Ouija board, and I was like, wait, they wouldn't do that, would they? Some coasters. Everyone loves a gothic coaster. Like the theme of this box was like gothic, I think. I love this item. It's so cool. It's inspired by Stalking Jack the Ripper, which I'm a Kerri Maniscalco stan, and it's a calligraphy set. I don't like really do calligraphy, but I guess I'm gonna start now that I have a calligraphy set. And this is somewhere in here. So we have like these magnetic photo frames, which are pretty cool. I'll probably like put them on my fridge with some pictures. And then finally, we have the Owl Crate edition, which is a like hardcover one, so the cover is completely different, and it's just looks like this, and like this. And because I have a feeling I'm gonna really like this one and want to annotate it, that's why I also got the regular edition. And also, like, I really am just a big fan of this cover, so now I have both editions, and they're both like really different, so I'm a fan of that. Okay, that's all for my crazy little update, but there you go. If you need me, I'll be reading Kingdom of the Cursed. I'm so excited to start it. Hello, so it is Friday night, and I read so much of Kingdom of the Cursed last night, and I'm 41% of the way through at 185. If I could have stayed up all night to finish this, I would have. It literally was giving me Acomath level feelings when I was reading it. Like the same way I felt reading Acomath, I felt reading this. Like I was just addicted. It's like a drug. All of these pink tabs are like the steamy scenes. Like they're not like full out, you know, like sex scenes, but like steamy things are happening. And like Miss Kerri Maniscalco was not exaggerating when she said this was the spiciest book she's ever written. It's really a character journey and the journey of the relationship between Amelia and Wrath. And like the twist, I think I figured out the twist in here because I read like the chapter from Wrath's perspective from the beginning of, it's in the Barnes & Noble edition, and it kind of gave me like a hint, so maybe I should have waited until I finished, but whatever. but also like just picking up the hints in this, and like it's one of those twists that I'm just like waiting to see if I'm right, and I hope that I'm right because it's a good twist, you know. And it's like one of those things that I think should be obvious to the reader but isn't obvious to the main character, so I really like when that happens. And Kerri Maniscalco, because she comes from like a background of writing like YA like mysteries, right? Like Stalking Jack the Ripper was more like mystery based each thing, and Getting to the Wicked was like mystery but more fantasy, and this one is like the mystery continues but it is taking a bit of a backseat to the character development, which is totally fine, but like it's still there, right? Like it was solved enough in the first one, but there's still like loose threads, and like since this is a trilogy, I'm really interested to see like where our characters are going to end up at the end of this, and like what the third book will like evolve around. But like Kingdom of the Wicked was already one of my favorite books. When I reread it, I was like, wow, like this is like definitely like a favorite, and now I'm reading this and I'm just like last night when I went to bed, like I wanted to cry because I was just feeling so emotional from reading the book. I was just like, I just love this so much. I love it so much. So please pick this up. Oh my god, I love it. And like the skulls, the crown, like the power, like Amelia's really coming into her power, and like girl, you go girl, like go girl. Also like Wrath is my new book boyfriend. On my way to hell to meet Wrath. So anyways, please read the series, like it is my new personality. I just finished Kingdom of the Cursed, and like I think it's like the best book I've read all year. I don't even know why I'm emotional, because like it wasn't sad, but just like the overwhelming intensity of the emotions that I feel from reading this book. Also, all these tabs on the top are all the spicy scenes. This might be the most tabbed book. This is probably the most I've ever tabbed a book on like my first read through. I went through like 3 packs worth of pink tabs, which are love tabs. Because like the banter, like everything. It was definitely like more of a character journey rather than a plot journey, but like I had figured out one of the plot twists, but I think it was one of the plot twists you were meant to figure out. So like it was one of those things where the reader knows but the main character doesn't know, but then there were other plot twists I did not see coming at all. Wow, like Stalking Jack the Ripper definitely put Kerri Maniscalco up there on like one of my favorite authors like list. And Kingdom of the Wicked like increased that rank, but this book, it did end on the fades black though, but like in a saucy way. Like I think she said this is her spiciest book to date until the next book. If you like looked up, I guess like demonology stuff, then like maybe you would know more about like the twists, but I didn't know anything. And like I honestly, like I can see the tears in my eyes and like the screen here, but like I feel like crying. But like it's not because I'm like sad, like I'm overwhelmed with the way that this book has made me feel. Gavin just knocked over my water bottle. Okay. Yeah, I'm like overwhelmed with feelings. Miss Kerri Maniscalco can ride the banter, the pining. Like, here's the thing, I read smutty books that are like so smutty, right? And like they get the job done. But like, even though this book didn't necessarily have like the highest level of like spice, just like the sheer amount of tension between the characters throughout. And I think that's why books like Akomath and Akosif and From Blood and Ash like captivate people so much, is because like you really just have that romantic tension like so good throughout the whole like series. And like it just keeps you reading more and more, and I'm just like gonna go cry now. I'm gonna go cry myself to sleep. It's almost dead. Okay. Hello vlog. This is the spooky vlog. I'm here with Keely because she came to visit me. I honestly have not been vlogging, but we've literally been walking everywhere in existence. Today we are going to Harvard and to Beacon Hill, so I'll try and get more b-roll for the dark academia vibes that we are about to. Yes, we are very dark academia right now. Keely's been taking so many pictures, so you guys will probably see that like all over my Instagram feed like for forever. Oh no, the battery's exhausted. Okay, bye. Hello, so long time no vlog. I think the last clip that I did was when I finished Kingdom of the Cursed, which is still has a grip on me. It was absolutely phenomenal, probably one of the best books I've read this year. So of course, following that up, I was like, what am I even gonna read? And now let me check what I read, because I honestly kind of forgot. I don't want to say like I was in a reading slump after Kingdom of the Curse, but I definitely slowed down a bit. After that, I read 3 Kindle books, so I kind of went off TBR that way. And now I gotta get back to it, you know? So I read the Ex Hex by Erin Sterling, which I had on my Kindle. I had a NetGalley arc, and I gave it 4 stars. It was really cute. It's this like witchy rom-com, so I wanted to read it because I knew I wouldn't ever want to read it in a month that like wasn't witchy in October. And it's basically like a second chance romance, and they're both witches, and they have to undo this curse that the main character unwillingly put on her ex when he comes back into town. So it was just really fun, really cute fall vibes. It definitely gives like the small town magic vibes. Then I read Lola and the Millionaires part 1 and part 2, and because part 1 ended on a cliffhanger, I'm like, well, now I need to watch part 2. And this is an Omegaverse book, and it's really popular in book talk, so I was like, I'll give it a go. Because if you saw my last clip, Keely was here last weekend, and I didn't really get much footage of us hanging out because I was just like so busy in the moment. I didn't want to like whip out my camera, so those are just memories that are stored in my head. But because she was here, I knew I wasn't gonna like really be able to read anything physically, so I started that on my Kindle, and it was good. It's like a reverse harem essentially, and it delivered on what it promised to deliver. And it actually did a really good job of dealing with like sexual trauma and like healing from like being sexually abused. So I thought that that aspect of the book was very good. So now it is the weekend and I have time to read. And the reason I really haven't read much these past few days is because I've been watching Squid Game. And I don't watch much TV, but the show has me hooked. I only have 2 episodes left, which I'm gonna watch tonight, but I feel like I have to wait until it's dark to watch Squid Game, so like it's fully scary, you know? Get in the mood. And so I was going to start Small Favors like all week, and I just haven't picked it up, so I think I really want to pick up Lakesedge while I have like a lot of time to read in the weekend, because it's just like so gothic and perfect. So let's go over to where it is. Because, okay, I have a little bit of a mess here. I kind of need to organize that. Here it is. I actually got the Owl Crate version and I liked this cover better. So I am sticking with this cover and this one. And this is about a girl who has to go to a manor where this guy was like known for killing his whole family, and she finds out that he's like a servant to the Lord under in the lake, and like she gets drawn, I think, between like the 2 of them. I don't know. So let's just like look. Pretty. And so I'm very excited to read this, and all I have to do today is just do a little bit of cleaning, which is always an unfortunate thing they have to do on weekends, but I think I got like in a good routine that I don't have like too much to do. And I do want to go through my closet at some point and like get rid of clothes that I'm not wearing and donate them, but I think I'm just gonna do that later and spend the daytime hours reading. So that's it. That's my little update for this vlog right now, and For those of you that annotate, or like when in a book do you decide to start annotating? Because for me, it's like if I know a book is going to be a favorite, I'll annotate it right away. But sometimes when it's like a book by an author that's new to me, that I'm not sure about, that I'm gonna like 100% love, like, and I don't know if I'm gonna want to write in the book, because like if I don't love it, then maybe one day I would unhaul it or something like that. Like I won't like write in my annotations. However, like that's how I'm gonna kind of going with this book, because I'm just not sure, because I haven't read from this author before, even though I love the concept and I'm so intrigued and I think I'm gonna love it. But like let me see, on page 2, and I'm like, maybe I should annotate it. I don't know, but so like I think I'm gonna start by like tabbing it, and then if I'm tabbing it a lot and I'm really loving it, by like page 50, then I'll like write in my annotations so that I have this copy annotated. Also, I'm not someone that writes a super lot in the margins. Like some people write, like if you've ever seen Thrown in Pages annotations, like Isabella, she writes so much in the margins. I don't necessarily do that like a lot. I do it sometimes, but not a lot. But yeah, I just like love annotating books ever since I started it, which is so funny because before BookTube I would be like writing in a book. I could never. And now it's like something that I do all the time because it just like makes the experience so uniquely yours. So yeah, I'm on page 2 and I want to annotate the heck out of this book because it's like already just the perfect atmosphere, and like the writing is really good, and I'm just like completely drawn in from this starting scene. So we'll see how it goes. Okay, well, I'm on page 13 and I have this many annotations so far. So I guess I should write in my annotations because I feel like this is going to be a heavily annotated book. The first scene, heart-pounding, fast-paced right from the start, and I'm just getting good vibes on this book. I mean, not that I'm hard to please, like we all know me as the queen of giving everything 5 stars. But yeah, this one has potential. Do you ever like feel bad? This is literally such a huge tangent, but like, do you ever feel bad about yourself and then realize that all of the celebrities that you compare yourself to all have plastic surgery? So like, nothing wrong with plastic surgery, right? Like, do what you want to do with your own body, but you don't have to compare yourself to it because it's just unrealistic. Anyways, back to reading. So I'm editing this vlog and I realized I forgot to do a closing clip. So this is my closing clip. Clearly I'm in editing mode, no makeup, AirPods in. However, I've been reading Lakesedge. Look at all these annotations. I have about 70 pages left that I'm going to read once I finish this vlog, and I'm very excited to finish it because it's just so gothic and perfect. Like if you love gothic romance, you'll love it, and it has a little bit of horror in it as well, and like it's so good. Like it's exactly what I was looking for in October. And then because in between when I finish filming this vlog and the end of October, I still have a few more days for my spooky TBR. I also forgot to mention I've been listening to the King of Crows audiobook from the Diviners. Absolutely love it. I've been listening it. The narrator for that audiobook is literally amazing because she does like 20 different voices and they all are so distinct, and it's a very long audiobook, so I don't know if I'll finish it like before October ends, but I'm like 36% of the way through or something like that. Between now and the last few days of October, I'll be continuing to listen to that audiobook, be finishing this up tonight. I already know it's gonna get 5 stars. Like, it's gonna get 5 stars. And I think the last book that I will try to tackle for this month is going to be Small Favors. So I feel like I got through a decent chunk of my TBR. It was over ambitious, but that's nothing new. And now I need to decide my November TBR, so that's probably going to be next week's video. Keep an eye out for that, and thank you guys for watching and supporting my channel. Leave a ghost emoji if you made it this far. I like really appreciate when people comment and like subscribe, and like any interaction will help me out. I appreciate it, and I just love talking to everyone. So see you guys in the next one, and have some fun, read some books, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.